to talk a little bit about this. We're very excited. Marcel Dionne, Hall of Famer. What's up, buddy?
Well, right now I'm surrounded with a bunch of Hall of Famers up in Ontario.
Oh, yeah?
Northern Ontario, a beautiful resort. You got guys like Hall of Fame Jerry Cheevers, Frank Mahovich. You got Ron Duguay, Butch Goring, a bunch of guys. So I just missed them for a couple of cocktails, but I'm going to catch them tomorrow morning.
Can you tell Ron Duguay I'm sorry in the 70s for going to Ranger Islander games and chanting Ron you gay?
I'm going to tell him that.
Thank you.
You know what? He still looks pretty good.
Yeah.
He's in good shape, good-spirited guy. He's got a lovely wife, and it's always nice to see Ron around. I'll tell you, he's a good guy.
Well, we appreciate you doing this, Marcel. What do you think about the Cup going on? I mean, I'm rooting for the Hawks. I mean, I love Boston as a town, but I'm not a big hockey guy. But I don't know. I put my money on the Hawks because my friend Danny is a Chicago guy. But what's going on? I thought they had the streak this year. What are they doing in this series?
Well, it's pretty close right now. I mean, it's just Boston played extremely well the last game. It's not like anybody gets outscored out there, but it's close. There's not much room. There's not that many goals scored. But Boston has played extremely well, even when they lost over time. But, they are two teams well respected. They're two teams that they have a lot of fans, very popular, two teams of the original six. So, whoever's going to win, everybody's going to be happy for it. But Boston seems to have an edge right now, and they play extremely well. There's just four lines and consistent come to play. And Chicago right now is just a little bit doubtful. Their stars are not clicking at the right time, but again, it's one game at a time, guys. It's
right.
Chicago wins the next game. It's back in Chicago again.
Yeah. Well, listen, Marcel, I'm not as big a hockey fan as I'm going to trade this off to my life partner, John Ritchie. Go ahead.
What are you a fan of then?
I like baseball, but I like going to hockey games live. I do. I think it's fun. But John, what do you have to say?
Marcel, what makes Boston's defense so solid?
Well, they have. If you look at them outside of Zeno Chara, which is absolutely the type of guy that can control a game with his size, just a very difficult guy to beat one-on-one, and you're not going to intimidate him. But the other guys are just guys that come to play. They finish off their checks. They play tough. They play very well around the goalie. Don't give too many rebounds, and basically, it's not a type of Bruins I watched in the 70s with Bobby Orr and Phil Esposito. So they are a complete team, and not only on defense, but you looked at the other night when it's been good, it's their fourth line. Guys like Payet has been very effective, scored a few goals here and there, and suddenly that's what you need to win the Stanley Cup. You got to have that third and fourth line to be effective, and that's what Boston is getting out of their guys right now.
What do the Blackhawks need to do to even the series up?
Well, they have to
win a game.
Put a lot of pucks on. Put a lot of pucks on nets. You need Taves and
like in Game 1.
Kane, guys like that they've been the best players, and they have to crowd the net. They got to find a way to get close, get rebounds, and guys. Probably 90% of the goals are scored within 7 or 8 feet from the net. If you look at it, all the replays. So they got to crowd it, got to be more aggressive. But you know what? At this time of the year, a lot of guys are hurt, and we don't know that. Right now, they don't know if Marian Hussa is going to play again for the next game, but he's a big part of that team. So a lot of guys are hurt. They're going to get sore elbows, sore hands, sore knees. There's a lot of hitting out there that goes on, and every game takes its toll, so that's why we never know who's 100% out there.
Marcel, my announcer, Mike Boschetti, is a huge hockey fan. He has a question for you, Mike.
Did you like playing better for Detroit or the Rangers? I'm a Ranger fan for life.
If I like the most, well, you know what? I got to tell you something. It's just that Detroit, which is called Hockey Town. It's totally different than New York. What I can tell you, though, when I watched the last few years with John Tortorella, I think that a change was coming. I think John is too emotional, and I think the changes you're going to get now with Vigneault, he's more a player guy, and I think he's going to settle down. New York is a place where when I played there, you didn't have to get ready for a game. The fans made sure you were ready for a game. It's very demanding, but it's very exciting. You do well, they praise you. You do bad, they boo you. But it's a place to play and play hard. But I think John was too emotional. Sometimes I look at him with the Rangers. He won because of himself, and he lost because of them. As Detroit, he watched the last few years with a guy like Babcock, always protected his players. Even in defeat, he came back and says, you know what, we didn't play that bad tonight, and we'll come back. And I was very disappointed to see Brad Richard been benched for a couple games, because when you pay a guy like that kind of money, he doesn't play. That's not good. It doesn't reflect really good in that dressing room.
Marcel, do you think Kanye West will ever marry Kim Kardashian?
You know what? I'll never forget John Elton. I don't know if you guys, Elton John. But he said, who's that? I'm not going to say the word. Is that girl? You know, she's not the, what did she do?
The bitch is back? Is that what he said?
Famous business. And every time I look at her, she got her face here, her face there. I don't know what's going on with those people, but I'll tell you, thank God I'm not one of them.
No, I agree. I think the problem with is the fact that Kim Kardashian looks like Danny DeVito now. I mean, don't you think?
Well, let's just say that her body is a goalpost, and a lot of pucks have been slid in.
You know what? It's amazing.
What? I'm sorry, Marcel. What?
When you see somebody on the newspaper on TV every night, at first you like the person, and the more you see that person, the more you start to hating that person.
Well, that's what's happening with the Jonas Brothers too, right? I mean, don't you think that Danny Jonas is overstaying her welcome a bit as well?
Oh, absolutely. I was in California for 12 years, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of strange people there. Anything to be in the front of the newspapers, because that's how they make their money.
You're right.
My wife likes to read about it. I don't really care too much, but sometimes I take a glance at it when I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's the only time I see those magazines.
Perfect time for it. You're a man's man. What is your prediction? What do you think is going to happen in the Cup? Do you think the Hawks can come back, at least make it a series where they go 7? Can they win? What's going to happen here?
Because I played that game, and I am a Hall of Famer. Don't you think that if I knew this, I'd be in Vegas, and I would have put all my money on the team that I think would win?
I know. I was hoping you gave us a tip here.
You know what? Hockey it's very difficult because in the playoffs like this, guys, you need everybody. It's not like sometimes in basketball, if that center is hot, or in baseball, you got a pitcher that can win the game. Hockey, it depends on everybody. In the playoffs, goaltending is very, very important. But you got to remember, the Hawks were down. They came back. Boston was almost beat out by Toronto going overtime, and they would not have accomplished that. So at this time right now, it's grinding. The guys are tired. They don't practice the next day. Like I said, there's a lot of ice packs. So you know what? To me, they're two great teams. I got great. I just saw Dennis Hall this morning at my place. The great Bobby Hall played there, and great place, great fans. And Boston, the years I've been in the 70s, man, I'll tell you, just the war, the Espositos and company, Jay Jeevers, great dynasties. And both of those teams have waited a long time again to win the Stanley Cup. So it's not over. It might go to 7 games, guys. That would not surprise me.
I hope it does. Well, listen, Marcel, you're a Hall of Famer. You're up there having some fun. We appreciate you taking time out to talk to us, and please join us again sometime, okay?
We're really great right now, and I tell you, we're in the middle of June. It should be over. We just watched the U.S. Open.
You're right.
Let's get this hockey over with.
You're right, man. It's summertime. Exactly. Take the pads off. We'll start tanning.
That's right. All the best, guys. Good show. Thanks a lot.
Okay, Marcel Dionne, good guy, good sense of humor.